Well, hello guys, and welcome back again. We are here once again to get what we have been drawing through this week coloured in. I'm just quickly going through the book. But again, guys, if there is anything in this book here that you would like to see, don't forget to check out the playlists up above. We've got the Dark Month, we've got Fire and Fireworks, and a dedication to Stan Lee. And one of my favourite drawings, which is Spyro, which I will be bringing that game to this channel as well, guys. So don't forget to hit subscribe. And then we went into Christmas. We'll just get past those. And that was last week, guys. This is Turk Bird. It was a combination of a monkey, a parrot, and a turtle. So I sort of best to get as many animals in there as possible and combine it all together. So hopefully the request from Vudo YT or TY is happy with that one. But this week I was listening to the mutants because we're doing a mutant animal series. This is where I've gotten to. I've added quite a bit more since yesterday, as I thought it needed. It just needed a little bit more to it because it just looked very plain. It looked very the image didn't look like it was trying to be anything. It was just drawn on the page, if you see what I mean. So I added a few more bits and bobs after inking it yesterday, guys, with my ink pen, which I'm planning on doing quite often now, because what I've noticed is I always have time for like 3 hours of a stream, and I know you guys don't like to watch something for 3 hours, so I get to a certain point, I'll stop that stream, I'll do a little bit more in the evening, and then on the day after, which is today, you see how far I've gotten. As Monday, we did a sketch. I wasn't happy with that sketch, so I changed the sketch a little bit and put a few extra bits in there in the evening. And then yesterday, we did some inking. Go and check that video out, so how far we actually got with that one. But I actually have added some more again since there. I've added a few birds up in the tree up here, a few more trees. I put a bit more detail to the wood effect on the fence. Not too much to the fishes, but I did get a request to put more fishes in, so I put a couple more in there. And we've got the gnome, because it's a gnome, wherever that goes. We've got Wolverine, and because I could not get the fingers to look like fingers, I chopped them off. So I thought to myself, he's probably chopped them off. You know what I mean? He's probably gone and bit them off, and he's popped his claws. Wolverine's popped his claws to say, yeah, I've had enough now. And he's saying, come on, Paul, as in he's Logan, get it? Paul, we haven't got time for this. So, yeah, the image that I've drawn is completely ready. Again, guys, my name is Blut084, B-L-U-T 084, Art and Games. I am here every single day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. Don't forget to hit subscribe, guys, because you never know when I'm going to be popping up when it's live. I have a routine. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I will do a sketch, ink that sketch, and today, as it's Wednesday, we'll colour in, which is I'm going to go and grab my colouring in pencils in a moment. But I'll give you a quick zoom in of what I actually put in there, as you probably can't see everything. So like I said, I've cut his fingers off, and I'm going to be sort of making him bloody and yuck. We've got the main image, which is the Wolverine, which is the mutant animal. He's more of a pet for Wolverine, because Wolverine is the mutant, and Paul is the Wolverine animal pet. So, yeah, that's kind of where I went this week. We have already got a request in for next week, which I will let you know over, or I have let you know over on Instagram, guys. So definitely go and check that post out and let me know what you think of the things. But we're going to be doing this one today. Hopefully you will enjoy. I am going to be listening in the background the storyline of the Wolverine Logan, Old Man Logan, and loads of other Wolverine comics, read out by Comic Storian in a moment or two. So if you do like it, guys, don't forget to hit. Don't forget, if you want to know where I get that from, guys, or what channel, It is Comic Historian, but if you want to link directly to that, ask me in the comments section down below, and I will link there on, put them on there for you if I haven't already. But yeah, guys, hopefully you will enjoy. I'm going to go get my pens, so I'll get that playlist going, and we'll get going. Started and ready.
She showed up and killed everyone. She tried to help, but she only made things worse, made them crazier. She lays down on the bed and tells Logan that she knows where the head came from and why he's here. She can read minds after all. But Logan should stop what he's doing. He can't save the world. That's Doom's job. He turns looking at her oddly for that statement, and then he watches her illusion fade. She grows older, and you can see the bullet wound in her gut. She's dying. You had one hell of a run, Frost. Logan, I miss teaching. Yeah, me too. When I saw you walk in, I thought you were the angel of death, here to take me. As her voice trails off, Logan gets up.
The angel of death.
To the wall. A mighty dividing wall that he doesn't even remember when it was built. Just showed up one day. He sticks his claws into it and he begins to climb. And once he reaches the top, he can see for miles and nothing looks right. What is this? He asks. That's when a Thor from the Thor 4 floats in front of him. What you are doing is forbidden. What the hell are you supposed to be? And why are you dressed like a dead man? The Thor hits Logan with the full force of their lightning, and he falls off the wall and lands in the forest down below. He gets up, and as he heals, he runs into Sabretooth, with a collar around his neck, claiming to be one of the horsemen. The soldiers with Sabretooth begin to riddle Logan with bullets, but before they can continue their fight, there's a kathoom! As lightning hits the ground and Storm appears with the X-Men. They look at Logan in shock. How is it possible? It looks like his dad's dad! But before he can hear any more, he's shut down by Emma Frost. He wakes up in his own mindscape with Emma trying to figure out what's going on. He remembers her dying a few hours ago, and she remembers him being dead as well. How are they both here? But that's a question that they're both going to have to worry about later, because Sabretooth and the Horsemen blow up the wall. Magneto turns to Wolverine. You brought this on us! And he throws him out into the streets, where he lands in front of Apocalypse! But the Thor finally returns and demands that Logan be returned to her. He is to be punished. The Thor throws down lightning and in the process injures the X-Men and Apocalypse's horsemen. A fight ensues as the X-Men and Apocalypse's men all begin to fight it out, and Logan sneaks away from the battle to walk up a building, where he jumps on the Thor, slicing and dicing her. She screams at him, "You dare lay a hand on me!" and strikes him with lightning, throwing him far, far away, as she turns her attention to the X-Men and the Apocalypse battle. Logan has no idea where he's going, but it's far beneath him that there is a city. It's growing closer and closer until he hits the ground hard. He wakes up in a lab with Tony Stark and Rhodey next to him. Tony starts in with fast questions. Who are you? Where did you come from? How are your bones laced with adamantium, and how much for that metal? Logan asks him, where am I now? And then he looks out the window and multiple suits of armor flying around. And Tony tells him, Technopolis. Tony then looks at him. You're from over the wall, aren't you? Do you know my name? Logan looks at him. Tony Stark. Aha! I'm so famous they even know me from over Lord Doom's wall. Lord Doom? Rhodey steps forward. Do you have an issue with Lord Doom? That's when Logan sees Rhodey is holding a Thor hammer. Of course not. Why would I? So Tony sits him down. Your body is fighting off the deadly tech virus in our atmosphere to a standstill. But how? Logan gets up and begins to walk out of the office. Thanks for the help, but I have to go. Rhodey stops him. I can't let you leave. You attacked a Thor, and you left your domain without permission. Without permission. Problem is, old man, you've left your domain. That is forbidden. There's that word again. Logan then turns to Tony. You remember me? I'm sorry. That armor of yours remember me? No, I'm sorry. The X-Men? Who are the X-Men? Rhodey begins to charge up his hammer and Logan pops his claws. But he can't take the might of Thor's hammer as he's thrown back against a wall, unconscious again. He wakes up in the zombie territory, a land of punishment for people who have stood against Doom, where he's being eaten over and over again. He wonders if this is hell or a test from God, but he knows none of that is correct. His only reprieve from being eaten is when the zombies are distracted and they run off. But during one of those times, he runs into a cave where he meets Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk. She doesn't know who he is, but once again, he remembers his version, and she explains that Almighty Doom has sentenced her here. This is her punishment. Once again, Logan picks up on that weird terminology, Almighty Doom. He asks her why she hasn't just jumped out of here yet. She tells her, she can't do that. It's just too high up. So he asks her, can you throw me? Suddenly the zombies find them and the fight begins again with Logan slicing with as many of them as he can. Rage fills him as She-Hulk grabs him and begins to jump away. higher and higher, and then she throws him out of zombie territory, telling him that if he sees any Hulks, be nice to them. And then he watches as the world is left behind again, and She-Hulk is taken by a flying zombie. Once again, he begins to fall farther and farther until he lands on the roof of a building. He gets up and he sees New York, the old New York from his past. Has he fallen through time this time, or is this another one of those weird worlds he seems to be traveling to? He looks around and he remembers where all of this began, with Ultron's head falling in front of him. Something is off about this entire world that he's in. She-Hulk keeps mentioning Almighty Doom, and he remembers the arguments with Rhodey and Iron Man, and Apocalypse just being there, and multiple people with Thor's hammers. None of this makes sense. Logan falls to his knees screaming, "Ah!" And then he sees the superhero battle going on above his head. He ignores it, climbs down off the building and grabs some clothes out of a bin, and then starts to walk through the streets, only to be stopped by Emma Frost again, another version, and a very young Jean Grey. You look old as dirt, Wolverine. But considering you were dead yesterday, I guess that's an improvement. He begins to smell them and he realizes this is them. Emma reads his mind and Jean joins her, and they both see everything that he's gone through and everything that has happened to him. So Emma asks him, "Logan, can I hug you without you stabbing me?" And they embrace. "You don't need to be scared of me, Jeannie. I'm sorry, but I'm more scared of what's in your head. That can't be helped." Emma then decides she's going to give Logan what he deserves after all of
Sorry,
this.
guys. Ooh, sorry about that. I was listening to the
They
thing
bring him
and
to a room
going on
and give him a
Instagram.
meal.
So what I was
He gets
saying
to see all of his old friends alive and well again.
is
The
this
X-Men that he
is
remembers, the time
my
displaced
inking pen,
young
my inking
X-Men.
colouring pens.
Even
If you want
if
any
he
more
is
information on these ones,
He
these
found
are
the remnants of the real
two-sided
Marvel universe before
pens.
Battleworld, before
You've got the
things took
inking,
over.
so the
They
brush
decide
pen
to
side,
give him one more thing. So they bring him
and
home.
you also have
son of
the
a
felt
Wolverine.
tip side.
His
which
son from the Ultimate
It's awesome,
Universe,
but that brush
James
pen side is
Hudson.
really
He asks
stiff,
Emma
so I'm
why
not
she brought
keen
him.
on it.
She
I do have
explains.
brush pens
He
here,
deserved to know that his
but they are
legacy was written on
super
sun.
dark.
Tears begin to roll
The
down
hue
old
on these
man's
are
face.
incredibly dark,
Looking
so
away.
I don't use them as much as I would like.
You said a Wolverine. Where are
But I will be using these
We're
two colours
There was
for
some
the
kind of
Wolverine's
accident. We
jacket.
seem to be in two places at once.
And I'll be getting on with that now. If you have any questions, guys, you
Doom
can
is alive.
ask me in the comment
So Emma
section
and
down
Wolverine
below,
enter his mindscape
and
again.
I
She
will get
explains
round to that as soon
needs to
as
relax him.
possible.
Time and space are broken, and everything is wrong. But eventually, heroes will do something huge to correct
I'm
it.
just going to go
To
around
make time
everything
and
that I've already
space
inked,
right again.
and I'm glad I did
She
the inking
believes
last
that when
night,
that
guys,
happens,
because what I've
he'll be
noticed
in
with these
charge
pens
through
is they
the
do
front
bleed,
door. Because
and if
just
you've got any
maybe
like
all
wet
of his
ink
lifetime,
near it, it
we're leading
will
up to this
leak
moment. The
into it,
universe was
which is
training him
annoying
for
if
the
you
day
if I
that it
must
would
be
need him
completely
the
honest.
most. So what happens after that, Emma?
They
What
are
happens
cheap
after we
pens, so I
rise
can't
up
really
against
I
God?
can't really
I don't know. But maybe
complain too
after all
much.
of this, maybe we'll
I
get a
got them
second
because
chance.
they're cheap.
The story of
Because
God Doom's
the
fall is
inking
another
pens that I
tale.
would not
One
normally
called
be using,
Secret Wars that
my
we'll
brush
be getting
pens,
to
they've
soon.
actually run out,
After it
and
ends,
because it's
the
such a
white
dark
light
colour, I
arrives
wanted
again,
a sort of
and
selection.
Logan wakes up
These
with
are
some
also
trash.
Copic marker
He
pens.
walks out into the streets of New York
They're not
and
ink,
sees a new
they
world,
are a
a new year,
alcohol-based
and a new
pen,
beginning.
but
A second chance.
still,
Looks like Logan will
I
be
think 'cause
joining
they're a
an
little bit
all-new,
cheap.
all-different Marvel universe. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
the
It does
inking-
continue where the last Old Man
the
Logan
ink
left
in it,
off.
or the,
And it seems
might,
to lead
it may be
right
an
into
ink
his appearances in the Extraordinary X-Men issue
type,
1.
but I don't
If you guys
think it's
enjoyed
ink
this, give this
itself.
video a like, and I'll see you next time right here.
It does bleed to each other, so I try and definitely try not to sort of go over the lines. I know I shouldn't anyway as a professional artist, but you know, it happens. We're going to use the Wolverine characters. Oh, I hate this song. Oh
Old
god,
Man
I
Logan
hate
pulled out
that kind
this
of music.
universe, and thanks to the Secret Wars, he was brought to the current proper Marvel universe. But what will he do now?
But yeah, I'm going to be
Welcome to the
inking
Complete
this.
Story Series, where I take trade
Until I'm
paperbacks
done.
and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. The only thing Logan can remember is a white light, and then waking up in Times Square. Except Times Square should be gone. All of this, it's all dead. Wait, who is he? Scotty? No. As Logan tries to make sense out of what's going on, some officers begin to ask him if he's okay, and he lashes out at them, throwing a metal barricade at one of the officers and breaking the arm of the other. The first officer fires his taser, and then Logan tries to run at him, and the officer pulls out his gun, shooting him. Logan falls over, and as he picks himself up, he pulls out his claws and he remembers. Oh God, he remembers. The world isn't like this anymore. The villains finally got their act together, and they took over. And the worst of them was Banner. He had a family. He was trying to be happy, but it really did just end all the same. Blood, death, and him, alone like an animal. Looking at his claws, Logan runs off to find a place to think because this is all different. So he finds an apartment to crash in and he looks at the paper dated 2015. This was before everything went bad. Somehow he's back. Before the wastelands, before his family. How the hell is that even possible? He begins to get dressed and he looks down at his hat and he thinks how Scotty had a hat just like that. That was until one day when Black Butcher took his hat while they were trading and smacked Scotty knowing Logan wouldn't do anything. Logan wanted to do something, but he didn't and he left. Then it happened. Except it hasn't happened yet. So maybe he was sent here to do something about it. Do what he does best. So Logan begins searching for him, asking all of the lowlifes until finally, a few days later, they give him the answer that he wanted. As the night begins to cover the city, Logan jumps through a window knowing that this is where the Black Butcher was. And as he lands, Logan is tased by a younger Butcher telling him that he doesn't know why he's looking for him, but he picked a fight with the wrong guy. Just as the Butcher raises his arm to tase Logan again, the Butcher's arm goes flying off. Logan grabs him and the Butcher says, "Is this about the robbery in Jersey? I didn't mean to hurt those people." And Logan tells him, "This isn't about that. You hit my boy." Butcher tries to say he doesn't even know his boy, but Logan holds his fist to his chin and then schnitt. As the Butcher's body falls to the ground, Logan knows why he is here. He's here to hunt. So he takes out a pen and holds his arm out, crossing the name Butcher. And next is Banner. Logan begins to remember back to one night when he could hear the screams of another farmer die at the hands of the Banner clan. Logan and his wife Maureen would go to the farmer's home the next day to see his body in pieces, and she tells him there's nothing they can do. Logan tells her that maybe there was something he could do, and Maureen tells him this isn't his fight. He has a family now. He's already fought his wars, so he should just go home before they hear him and come this way. Except Maureen was wrong. It was his fight. All he did was watch, and that was what got his family killed. So now that he is in the past, 2015, he's not sure how, but he's here, and it's time to set things right. He traveled through the sewers of Manhattan when he finds the Hulk helping with the traffic pileup. This isn't the first time that he's fought Banner, so he knows where to aim first. The legs. Logan crawls through the sewers and he runs past the Hulk, slashing at his ankles. Before getting too far, Hulk grabs Logan by the head and Logan slashes again at his hand, this time freeing himself. Hulk tells him that if he wants to fight, fine, but not here. There are too many people. And he punches Logan hard, sending him flying. He jumps after him, but before knocking him back to the ground, Logan thinks, this doesn't sound like Banner. For a second, doubt crosses Logan's mind, but then he remembers what his kids will do to Logan's kids, and he won't let that happen. He tries to jump back up to attack, but Hulk kicks him upwards through a building all the way to the top. Logan looks over at a crane coming from the roof, and he thinks, new plan, distract him. With a quick slice, Logan cuts the crane arm to fall. And once Hulk
as you can see, the difference between the colors, guys.
Swing,
The two pens. I'm using my brush pen now. It's really starting to run out.
But it isn't for Logan. It's
just using it to touch bits.
And Hulk tells him, okay, time out. You actually look kind of messed up. Logan begins to think again that this really doesn't sound like Banner. So he asks. And Hulk tells him, Banner? No, wrong guy. My name is Amadeus Cho. I'm the new Hulk. Amadeus says maybe he can help him. But Logan hears the cops coming and he runs off. As he looks at the streets, he thinks, Brooklyn. Amadeus punched me into Brooklyn. But that's good. I know someone here. He was the only friend that I had in the future. So all I have to do is sneak into his apartment and wait for him to return. In the apartment, a dog runs up to Logan and begins to lick him. So he asks where his daddy is. And then he looks up to see an arrow pointed right at him. He asks, Barton? Hawkeye? But the girl tells him, you're only half right. Logan looks up and he says he remembers. She's the other Hawkeye. This isn't Barton's place. She tells him her name is Kate Bishop, not other Hawkeye, but Clint's away on a mission. And now it's her turn to ask the questions, like, why is he ancient looking and isn't he dead right now? Logan explains that he's from the future, which Kate doesn't find very surprising since the X-Men are always time traveling. But what she wants to know is what's with the list on his arm. He tells her that in a few years, the bad guys will finally rise together and all of the heroes will die, and that's the world that he came from. But if he kills the people on his arm, the future doesn't happen. So Kate asks him, what about Clint? And he says that he was one of the ones that didn't die. A villain named Avalanche blinds him, and I always end up helping him, so... She tells him that can't be right, but Logan walks off stating, don't worry, my healing factor will kick in soon. Thanks for the hospitality. I'm just going to be going on my... But before Logan can leave, he collapses. Slowly, Logan begins to wake back up and he sees that he's still in the apartment and he asks how long he's been out. Kate tells him about 33 hours, but after giving him a cup of coffee, she says, "Let's say that I believe you're from the future. Who else is on that list? Mysterio? I know where he is, so let's go." Logan tries to say that he works alone, but Kate tells him, blah, 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 the grim Wolverine hunts alone, and now I'm even more grim because I'm like 90 years old. Okay, so how about we just skip that part and we go off together? As the two of them travel through the city, Kate says that she needs to know something about the future. Who is the female Thor? She's dying to know. But Logan asks, who? And Kate tells him, you know, the female Thor. Isn't there one where you come from? And he tells her, no, but that doesn't matter. People change costumes and names all the time. I probably just missed it. Once the two of them reach the building that they're looking for, Kate tells him to hold on. First, he doesn't know about a female Thor. The thing about Avalanche, well, he's been dead.
Female Thor.
So maybe this isn't his past. Maybe take some time. Logan pulls his paws
I've got another idea.
In time.
Let's do Frog. Yes, let's do Frog.
Frog. Mysterio? The men
Frog.
say they don't know
Yes.
Mysterio, but Logan tells them not to lie. He slices one of the man's hands off.
Yes, good
He
idea.
tells him to stop firing an arrow
Frog.
next to his head, but Logan turns to her, telling her
The frog
one thing
that
she
was
should know
Thor
is that his
at one
healing
point.
factor works great against
Yes,
arrows.
I wonder if I
And
can
he
find
turns
any
towards Kate.
any
With a quick slash, he rips through her bow, and Kate counters by hitting him.
Yeah,
with a
I'm gonna
chin
enjoy
and
doing
knocking
that
him
one.
away. After
Comments down
beating
below,
him
guys, on
Logan
that.
grabs Kate by
Do
the neck, and
you
he
want to
slams her
see
into the wall,
Frog,
and she
the
asks, "What?
Thor,
You're gonna kill me too?"
or the
Logan tells her,
Frog
"I'm trying
that
to
Thor
save
turned into
everyone." And he begins to leave.
by Loki?
Once outside, he begins to smell something, and he begins to climb up a ladder. And something hits his wrist, knocking him back down. A man tells him that he's going to need to stand down, soldier. And as Logan looks up, the shield hits off the wall, bouncing back to the older Steve Rogers. And he tells him, that's an order. Logan asks if it's really him, but then Steve asks, is it really you? And Logan gets back up. Kate draws her bow, telling Steve to be careful. He's unstable. And Logan points at Steve, stating, that's not you. Steve never went old like this. Steve tells him, take a breath. We'll figure it out. The claws pop out, and Logan tells them, you're not taking me anywhere. And a second later, the arrow releases, and the shield cracks Logan in the face. Later, Logan wakes up to see Steve and Kate. But they're not in the city anymore. They're in Alberta. Steve says, yes, near your home. The X-Men thought it would be a fitting place for it. Logan asks him, what is it? Steve tells him what they're here to show him. But before he lets him free, he needs his word that he'll behave. Logan agrees, but as Steve starts to untie him, Logan asks if this is one of Mysterio's illusions. Are they really back in New York? Steve tells him to wait, but then the claws come out, and Logan begins to fight with Steve and Kate. Logan cuts through Kate's bow, and she tells him that that was the second bow that he trashed. The fighting continues with Steve beating down on Logan with the shield until finally he stops moving. Through his heavy breathing, Logan tells him, you have to stop it. I'm from the future where everyone's dead. You, the X-Men, everyone. I have to stop it from happening. Steve walks off telling him, you need to see something. The three of them walk into a cabin that's close by, and Steve explains that one of his X-Men, designed this place to let him rest in peace. The elevator comes down, Logan sees the figure of him. Steve says that is him, encased in adamantium. He died. This isn't his past. Their Wolverine is dead. Well, Logan walks over to the figure and asks, this is really him, isn't it? Steve tells him, yes, he died. So how is it you got here? As Logan tries to
dark green,
tells him, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to win it.
All
We don't want dark green. We want dark blue again, no?
Steve asks him,
Let's put that dark blue in
Logan
here.
tells him, yeah, I lost my family to the Banner clan. And Steve follows up, Banner? Lord, what kind of nightmare did you come from? As he stands there, Logan tells him, the worst kind. I've seen enough. And he begins to leave. Steve tells him that he wants to help, but Logan tells him that if he wants to help, just let him go. Ain't no place for him here, and Wolverine is dead. Let him stay that way. So Logan did what he's good at, and he drifted around. This wasn't his past. So much is the same, but so much is different. There's nothing for him to fight here, so he will just become a ghost. But with all of that time, he still can't shake the feeling that he's just biding time. But for what? And that he found it. Logan sniffs the air, and the claws come out, and a Sentinel drops in. He leaps towards it, but the Sentinel tells him, please wait, don't hurt me. As a claw stabs into his chest, Logan asks, not hurt you? What is this? Then Logan hears someone. It's Storm and Iceman, and she asks if it's really him. And Logan stops and thinks how the past is gone. And tomorrow may well bring the hell that he fears. But today it feels damned good to be alive. This is the beginning of the Old Man Logan solo arc, and it's a really good story. We're going to be bringing you the next part of it very soon, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on the Marvel stories and the DC stories and all the other stories that we do. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at ComicStorian. I'll see you guys next time right here.
You will. Be on again in a second. I'm in the playlist. Haha. I wish I could do time lapse, but I can't. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's the song again. Oh, it's just as annoying as the other bloke. Skip.
It's time for Logan to explore a new life in this new world. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Today we're going to be continuing the all-new, all-different Marvel Old Man Logan story by explaining what happened in issues 5 through 8. At the end of our last story, Logan found himself back in the past, before the villain uprising that would turn him into the man that he had become. Logan's mission was to stop it from ever happening again, but he soon learned that the past that he was in was not his past. In the end, Logan found himself fighting a Sentinel, except the Sentinel wasn't bad. This Sentinel was actually working with the X-Men, who were happy to find their old friend Wolverine alive. After spending some time with Storm and the other X-Men, Logan decided that it would be best to have a little leave of absence from the team, so he can go take care of a few things. Storm hands him a communicator, and Logan says that he needs to do this on his own. But Storm tells him actually it's more if they need him. He says he's getting used to the whole team thing again, but he'll be back. Once he got out of Limbo, which is where the X-Men mansion was located, Logan traveled north all the way up to the Killhorn Falls in Alaska, where he finds a small community built around a gravel quarry. The town has an ice road that allows access for only 3 months out of the entire year, and he arrived just as the road went out for the entire season.
Right.
So this is where Logan will be staying for a while. Even though he's never been here before,
fingers
it
in
feels
bloody.
like he has.
Got
And as he
to
walks
some
around,
space
he
for the
begins
blood
to
on
remember.
tribbles.
Back then, when
But
he
I don't
was
want it too
with
gory.
the other X-Men, all he wanted to do
But,
was
you know,
pay
it's
the
going to be
price
gory
for
because
killing
he's got
his
my
friends. And he would
fingers.
soon find a place just like this. Even though Logan tried his best to kill Wolverine, the healing factor had other plans. But from that day, Wolverine was buried forever. He couldn't kill himself, but he could kill the man that he was. But as time would pass in Killhorn Falls, Logan found himself a job and he began to blend into the community. That's what he came here for. And one night after leaving work, he sees the dog whimper, and he decides to give it something to eat. However, a voice behind him says that he shouldn't feed the strays. Mommy says that they will just keep coming back. Logan asks the little girl if that's how her mama got stuck with her, and the little girl sticks out her tongue. The girl begins to pet the dog, and Logan says that it seems like he likes her. And the girl tells him because she feeds him too. Looking down at the little girl, she asks what his name is. He tells her, James. And then he asks her what is her name. And she says Maureen. And Logan thinks, yeah, that's exactly where he needs to be. Later that night, Logan sits out in front of his shack thinking about how this may not be his past. He may never have met Maureen the way he did before, but this time, he can let her grow up safe. As the dog walks off, it's soon killed. And a voice begins to ask, can Logan really be back? And another voice says, there's only one way to find out. And that's when Deathstrike says, it's time to go hunting. The next morning, Logan is woken up by a knock on his door from Maureen and her mother, asking if he's seen the dog Burger anywhere. Logan tells her that he hasn't seen him, and Maureen asks, what if Burger's hurt or even eaten by a bear? Maureen's mother, Trish, says that they can look for him after school, but Logan says that she should listen to her mother. He'll go looking for the dog. If there's one thing he's good at, it's finding burgers. The two say thank you to Logan before leaving, but around the corner there's someone watching. Logan heads out, and it doesn't take him long to find the dog's scent. And the scent is also something he's a little too familiar with. As he finds Burger, he sees the cuts on him were clean, like a sharp, clean blade. And then he smells something else in the air. He begins smelling machine oil and gasoline, and then he finds a helicopter. But before he can check it out, he begins to hear gunfire. He runs back into the town, but it's already too late. There are bodies lying around everywhere, and thankfully, none of them are Maureen. The gunfire suddenly stops and things get quiet. Too quiet. And then an explosion goes off behind Logan, knocking him away. When he looks back, he sees Bonebreaker, one of the Reavers, and the Reavers never travel alone. Bonebreaker begins to spin his Gatling gun again, and he begins to spray bullets down on Logan. But as he walks through shielding himself, he then gets close enough to cut through the gun. However, before Logan can swing at Bonebreaker, a cannon comes out of his chest, shooting Logan and blasting him away. Bonebreaker says, you know what the best part about having tank treads for legs is? Rolling over someone else's legs. Logan screams out in pain as the small tank begins to crush his legs, and when Bonebreaker parks on top of him, he asks if he's even alive under there. Claws begin to stab up through the tank body, and Logan comes ripping through it, throwing Bonebreaker's body to the ground. Logan then walks over asking, do you know the best part about having knives in your fist? This. Logan pops his claws out, stabbing through Bonebreaker's neck and out of the back of his head. One of the officers comes over to see what's going on, and Logan tells him that he's going to need his help. He's going to need him to get all of the remaining people in town down into the quarry while he checks on something. He runs back over to his shack to grab the communicator that Storm gave him.
Wow.
He finds that his shack is already destroyed and on fire. A little while later, as people gather in the quarry, Logan meets back up with them, and Trish says that the kids aren't here. They're in school and in the church basement. Logan rushes back over to the church, and just as the door opens, a Reaver starts to walk in, and Logan appears behind him. The Reaver's body is then pulled back outside, and then Logan goes back inside, telling them that they need to move. Maureen hugs Logan, and he tells her that she needs to help him right now. She needs to take all of the kids over to the quarry at this moment. Once the kids begin to leave, Logan picks up another scent, and then his claws pop out. One Reaver says, "It's over, Wolverine," and another one grabs a child, telling him to just give up. Everyone in this town is going to die. Logan steps forward and he tells the Reaver that he would like to make a counter proposal. "Let the kid go and I might let you keep your legs." Before he can answer though, Logan punches through the Reaver's head and then shouts for Maureen to take the others and run. The other Reaver stabs Logan in the back, and after slashing back and breaking the spine, Logan takes it and stabs him with it. He then asks, "Why are you doing this?" And the Reaver begins to tell him that they just wanted to lure him out with the dog, but she got other ideas. Logan asks who, and the Reaver tells him, "Lady Deathstrike." And as he finishes saying her name, his head flies off in the air. Logan heads back down to the quarry, but he knows he's already going to be too late, and as he walks up, he sees Deathstrike holding Maureen and Trish hostage. Deathstrike says that she heard he came back, but he cheated. He was supposed to be dead for real this time. But here he is, older, so she has a proposition. She will let one of these two go, and he gets to choose who. Logan tells her not to do this, Yuriko. And Trish says, "Just promise her that he'll take care of Maureen, all right? Just promise her." Logan says, "I promise." And then Deathstrike tosses Maureen to the side, and Logan asks if he got the shot. Deathstrike asks, "What?" And then a bullet flies through Deathstrike's back as she drops Trish. Behind her, the officer from before says, "Yeah, I got the shot." Logan tells him, "Get Trish out of here. I want to handle this one alone." And Deathstrike asks if he thinks that she's the only one coming for him. "Do you think this will ever stop, Logan?" He starts to make a fist and he tells her, "Well, you got me now." And a claw pops out and Logan begins running towards her. Deathstrike jumps into the air as Logan goes in swinging and kicks him in the face. And then before he can get back up, she slashes away part of his face. Logan tries to get back up, but Deathstrike punches tearing through his stomach and out his back. And the officer tries to tell her to stop. With Logan beaten down, she then turns her attention towards the officer. She then raises her arms to kill him, but Logan gets back up and he runs forward, cutting off both of Deathstrike's arms. And then he punches her in the back and he rips his claws out. The only thing that he can remember is the sound of Deathstrike dragging herself over the gravel and the snow beginning to fall on them. And then nothing. A little while later, Logan wakes back up and sees the officer sitting next to him. He asks if Maureen and Trish are safe, and the officer tells him yes, but the little girl keeps asking about him. Logan tells him to stay with them until help arrives. He can't see them again, and tell her that he's sorry for everything. Logan leaves and he takes the dead Reaver's bodies and he begins to burn them. Then he watches the fire, because he knows that Deathstrike is out there, and dozens like her, and he's done waiting for them to bring chaos. He will be the one to bring chaos, and he will be coming for them. Once the bodies are burned, Logan returned to Limbo.
He's coming for you!
Help but think that tonight could be the night,
right.
and that they're not ready.
There.
He's let his guard down. There's a voice in his head telling
Okay,
him
so
that
yeah,
no,
we
he
got the
hasn't.
fence in
It's
now.
not going to happen tonight.
I don't know what colour to do the X's. I'm going to
He
leave
says
these
that
for
it
a minute.
happened on a night just like this, and she tells him
yeah,
that it's
colour
not
these
going
fish
to
in.
happen. During his time, the Xavier
Goldfish
was
just
still
to make
under,
it
not in
quick and
Limbo.
easy.
Magneto wasn't fighting with the X-Men, and
There it
Thor was
is.
still a dude. But if he still has doubts that this isn't his time period, that he's going to be tricked into killing everyone, they're going to take a little road trip together. She just wants to get her costume on. Back in Manhattan, some of the last heroes made their final stand against the villains. People died. But now, there's nothing. People are living just fine. Jean tells him that it's 1:30 in the morning. No mass villain attack. No nothing. And Logan tells her, "Okay, you proved your point." And she tells him, "We're not done. After New York, where else did things happen?" So they teleport over to where Hank Pym made his final stand and died in that alternate timeline. But again, nothing happened. And then Jean decides to have one more stop. And she teleports them again to upstate New York, where the mansion was, where Logan killed everyone in his timeline. Jean tells him that it's going to be okay. And also, she lied. She has one more place to go. This time, they teleport over to Madripoor. And Logan asks what they're looking at now. And Jean tells him that she knows that he's been on edge lately, as this was the day that everything happened in his time. But instead of being alone, she brought some company. They walk into the building, and Logan sees Steve, Clint, Jubilee, and even Puck. Logan asks Steve if everything is good, and he tells him always. Moments later, everyone begins to celebrate being together, and Logan looks at Jean and tells her that this better be a soda. And she tells him to stop being a party pooper, old man. As the night goes on, Logan steps out onto the pier as the sun rises. And a short while later, Jean comes out telling him that he needs to stop sneaking off like that. But the sun's up, and they made it through another night. Logan tells her, "Yeah, we made it through. But as I'm sitting here, I've been thinking about you a lot. And this time, in my world, You weren't around. You were already dead. You've always kept me in line, no matter how much things have changed. You've always seen the light in the dark. You remind me of my daughter. You always see the best in everyone. Jean tells him that she thinks he's getting soft. But does he really think it's going to happen? And Logan tells her, no idea. But I think you finally got me to see that if it does, I won't have to face it alone. Personally, I really love the Old Man Logan stories. It picks up in a situation where that hero gets to come back and pretty much redeem himself. Let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Subscribe to the channel to get more Wolverine storylines. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram where we can chat about your favorite books.
I'm a gnome, and you've got gnome. Action. Piss off. No, I really don't like that song, guys. Oh, it's really annoying. Right. We're slowly getting there with it.
Series where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. The purpose of this is to give you
have a quick look how far I've got.
You can understand what's going on and then go purchase a follow-up issue and find out what's happening next in the storyline.
It'll be fun digitizing this one.
We have funny voices, we add some epic music, and we try to make it a dramatic reading for you. And I hope you enjoy it. If you enjoy this, please don't forget to subscribe. Now, if you haven't been following the storylines in the current timeline, Logan is dead. But during the Secret Wars event, another version of him has arrived in the main Marvel universe, and that version is Old Man Logan. He's found a new home. He doesn't know where he is or how he got here, but he is trying to find a home and a place in this world. And in our last video, through his travels, Logan was hunted and attacked by Lady Deathstrike and her Reavers. Through a fierce battle, Logan managed to kill off the Reavers, but with his own wounds taking their toll, Lady Deathstrike was able to escape. With Deathstrike still on the loose, Logan heads over to Tokyo to meet with a contact known as Ito, hoping that they know where to find her. As the two sit at a bar, Logan asks if Ito has any information, and Ito tells him sure, but where's the money? Logan slides an envelope stating that all 1 million yen is there. Ito takes it and slides over a paper with the intel. He also says that he's done some digging himself, and he found that there still appears to be a bounty on Logan, 3 million yen to be exact. As Logan opens up the paper, he sees the word boo, but he quickly realizes things are not about to go too well. Before he can even stand up, Logan is shot over and over until his body falls down onto the table. Logan thinks how he knew he couldn't trust Ito, and unfortunately for Ito and his crew, they don't know everything about Logan. Logan gets up,
okay, we've already got brown, but I want a lighter brown to go there, which is going to be a pain, really.
Ito tries to escape.
Don't have any brown in here.
Logan grabs them,
Very annoying.
he has him to the count of 3 to tell him
Wish I had brown in these colouring pens, but I don't. Only got them in these ones.
Said that Deathstrike was. But the strange thing is, he doesn't smell anyone. After a bit of searching, Logan finally picks up on her scent: machine oil and blood. The trail takes Logan to an abandoned shack at the edge of the village. He pops his claws, ready to kill. As the door opens to the shack, Logan hears Deathstrike asking him if it's him. He tells her to come out so he can see her, and she says that she can't. He's gotta help her. He looks over to see that Deathstrike is bound and chained up with cuts all over her body. Though this isn't the first time that Logan has been to Japan, he's reminded of the time that him and Maureen escaped the wastelands here. Back then, they had other troubles to worry about. The Silent Order. Logan runs over to Deathstrike, telling her that this better not be some kind of trick, and she tells him that he shouldn't have come here. It's exactly what they wanted. Logan asks who, and then he feels an arrow go through his arm, and then several more shooting into his back. As his body falls to the ground, he begins to feel his healing factor working, but the arrows, they were poisoned and they're slowing it down. A foot then steps on his head, and the voice tells him that he has no idea how long they've waited. He now belongs to the Silent Order. A little while later, Logan finds himself in a hole, and the voice of Maureen telling him to get up. Logan says this can't be real. That can't be you. Maureen was left in the wastelands at a different time, a different place. Before Old Man Logan found himself in this world. Maureen was his wife before she was murdered. Maureen tells him, of course not, he's still in Japan and right now he needs to wake up, but be warned, it's really going to hurt. Logan opens his eyes to see the arrows from before still stuck in him. Then he sees the sunlight on top. He begins to pull the arrows out and he claws his way out of the hole. And as he begins to get higher and higher, the voice from before tells him that was pretty impressive, but futile. The man pulls back on his bow and he fires another arrow into Logan's chest, knocking him back down to the bottom of the well. He then says that he's been trying to kill him for days now, but even with him being resilient, they will find a way. Logan looks at the man and tells him, that's where you're wrong. I already know everything about you. Your name is Sohi of the Silent Order, and I've already killed you once before. Back then, when he and Maureen were surrounded by the Silent Order, they attacked him. One of the men said that his name was General Sohee. Logan tried to tell those people from before that they were passing by, but back then, Sohee stabbed Logan in the throat.
Claws. What an idiot.
So Logan didn't die. Back in the current day, Logan goes on stating that he knows a lot of things. Like, when Sohee killed him before, he was a bit younger. Sohee tells him that they've been after him for quite some time. Using Deathstrike as bait would surely draw him out without the aid of the other X-Men. Logan calls out that he's sorry to break it to him, but he's killed him before. He has no problem killing Sohee again. Logan pops his claws and he begins to climb again, and as he does, Sohee fires more and more arrows into him. After finally clawing his way out, Sohee asks if he's had enough, and Logan tells him, not even close. Deathstrike's voice shouts, it's no use, you can't beat them, and Logan pulls an arrow out of himself, telling her, yeah, I'm gonna see about that. It's just gonna be me and Sohee. Sohee laughs, telling him, that won't be the case. Unlike you, we are the Silent Order. When you fight one, you fight all of us. Logan charges, jumping into the crowd of men, cutting away who he can, but as the fight goes on, Logan knows that even he can't outlast them like this. So that means, like it or not, he's going to have to team up with someone who wants to kill him. Logan cuts down the post holding up Deathstrike's cage, as she steps out stating that she's not sure if she should thank him or just kill him right now. The two stand back to back, and Logan says that she can kill him if she wants to, but they have to get out of here first. You see, back in the past, in the other world, the Wastelands, the fight didn't exactly go like this. So he captured Logan and his wife Maureen at the time, and he had taken them to their leader. Logan told Maureen that he was really sorry for what she's about to see, and the leader sees Logan staring at some of the collections on the wall and tells him that his trophies are really something else. Though Japan didn't have very many supervillains, they all fell before the Silent Order. But right now it's about him. How about they take a look inside to see what the real him is like, shall they? As the leader places his hands on Logan's head, he begins to see Logan's life, all of the death and destruction that surround him. He then steps back, asking Sohee what he has done. He has brought a monster to them. Logan stands up, popping his claws, telling Maureen, I'm sorry, but you're going to want to close your eyes. Back in the current times between Logan and Deathstrike, the two cut down most of the Silent Order, but Sohee tells them that it's not enough. Deathstrike tells him no, they used her as bait, so now she's going to kill him. Sohee pulls out his sword and in a flash tells her that now their story is finished with her. Logan tells him to leave her alone. He's already killed him before and he's happy to do it again. Logan then charges with his claws out, but Sohee catches his fist, telling him, you claim to know me, but I too know all about you. Through their struggle, Logan headbutts Sohee to push him back, but Sohee just returns the kick to the stomach, knocking him away. As the two fight, the fight doesn't quite play out as it once did before. This time, instead of Logan standing over Sohee's body, it's Sohee standing over his. But before Sohee can deliver the final blow, Logan kicks him, knocking him over the ledge. But rather than falling, his body stops and floats, and Logan begins to float as well. The voice of a young boy tells Logan to stop. Stop hurting his friends! Logan tells the boy that the way he's looking at it, those guys are not his friends. They just want to use him. And he goes on stating that he can help with his powers. There are others like him, so please stop this. The boy screams no. He knows who he is. He has seen the day of his death brought on by him. Logan's body is slammed into the ground, and the boy says that the day his power manifested, he had a vision. It was his future, where Wolverine killed Sohee and himself. But the killing didn't stop there. He began killing everyone in the Silent Order, those who tried to protect him, but no matter what, he just kept coming like a monster. Logan slowly stands up, stating that he isn't here to kill the boy. That future is not going to happen. That's why he came back here, to change that. Right now, their future is unwritten, both of their futures. The boy shouts, liar, and Sohee tells him to step back, but the boy begins to lift up both Logan and Sohee again, stating that he's tired of being told what to do. They all just fail him. He then holds Logan up and shoots him down into the well where Deathstrike fell. Lifting up Logan again, he continues to slam him down harder and harder each time, asking why he won't just die. Deathstrike says that she asked herself that many times before, and over again, the boy just keeps lifting and dropping Logan. There are plenty of times that Logan wished he could have died, like back when Maureen watched him slaughter the Silent Order of their time. One of these days, he's going to die, but that day isn't today. Deathstrike grabs one of the stray arrows and throws it up into the well into the boy's leg, causing him to fall down. So he runs over to catch him, but his grasp misses. He looks down and he sees Logan holding the boy with his claws ready to pop out, telling him, playtime's over. He then shouts to them to send a rope down, and so he says that not even the Wolverine will kill a defenseless boy. Deathstrike says maybe so, but she sure as hell would. So he tells the others to grab the rope. While Sohee and the rest grab it, Deathstrike tells Logan that he owes her if they get out of here. And Logan tells her that if they get out of here, he's going to make her a damned X-Men. But as the two of them go on, the boy's eyes begin to get wide. And then there's a massive explosion, throwing both Logan and Deathstrike out. As they watch, they see the boy coming out as his body begins to transform. With a bright pink flash, the boy's body grows into a giant creature, and he starts to shout, "You won't kill me!" Logan runs up telling him to hang on. He knows that he's scared right now, but the boy tells him no. He isn't scared of anything. So he shouts that is enough, but the boy tells him to wait, and several spears shoot into Logan's stomach. He begins to think to himself that this is where his future finally catches up to him. Breaking all of the spears, he tears through the silent order, and he punches upwards, cutting away at Sohi's chest and face. He looks back, telling the boy that the last time he saw his boy, he was about the same age as him. He would give anything to give his son another chance, but this world is hard enough as it is. So no, he isn't going to kill him, and if he stays with Sohi, it's only a matter of time before someone does. The boy breaks out of the giant body and places his hand on Logan's head, and he looks. Everything that Logan has been through, everything that he has fought for, everything that he has lost. The boy leans back, stating that he lost them all, but he's here, now. How could that be? Logan tells him that he barely understands his situation himself, but he's living with it. And right now, he's got a choice. He can stay with Sohi and let them decide his future, or he can choose his own way. Sohi shouts that he can't. The Silent Order will rise, and he is the one to lead them. But as Sohi goes on, the boy tells him to just stop. He doesn't want to do this anymore. He just wants to be a boy. He then begins to destroy everyone around him, pushing back the Silent Order. Logan asks, "Did you?" And the boy
Okay,
says,
so I've pretty much done all the
"There's already been so
main
much of it."
details there,
The boy
guys.
asks what happens now.
We
Logan
just
tells
got the
him,
grass and
"I'll put it
sky.
all in the shield."
Maybe a bit of
So
water.
remembers.
I think I'm going to use
Leave all of this
felt
behind.
tips
The boy
for
then asks,
grass,
"Is there
but
other
not so
children-
much
children who
for
are
the
different?"
water and the
Logan
sky. I want to
answers,
kind of give that like
"Yeah, I know a whole
thing,
mansion
but
of
I
them.
don't
You're gonna love
know.
it there." And that
Let's do
concludes
grass
the
as
last
well.
Ronin, another amazing Old Man Logan story. Now,
Give me a
some people
second.
didn't
I'm gonna
like this
grab
one as much as the
my
previous two, but I
coloring
personally
pens.
did like it. And the next story in the Old Man Logan story arc is Old Man Logan versus Dracula. We'll be bringing that to you very soon because there's kind of a movie out there related to Wolverine. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time right here at Comic Story.
There's more from Old Man Logan's, their full Old Man Logan playlist, guys. So we'll be watching that until, well, I'll be listening into that until this piece is completed.
Time for Old Man Logan to go chicken him.
And also with that in the background, guys, when I digitize, you will be able to watch it along with me, because you'll have up in the top corner here, or here, you will have a little screen showing you what I'm actually watching. And I will be listening to the Old Man Logan up until the completion of it. And then we'll just continue on listening and watching Wolverine stuff. So hopefully you are listening and watching, or you are liking, sorry, all of the Wolverine in the background. It is the Old Man Logan thing, which, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's sort of the Old Man Logan, as in he's settled down. He's got himself a pet, and he's in his back garden, sort of trying to tug him in to say, you know, Wookiee time's over. We gotta get back in now. Come on, Paul. We ain't got time for this, sort of thing. So I'm gonna get on now. Can finish off all the coloring, and then tomorrow, guys, we will digitize this. I've started a little bit of outlining it for the digital one, because that's what I normally do. So I might do that again tonight. I might record it, but I might not record it, guys. It all depends. But I will record all the coloring, the shading, and all the main digital parts to it, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to burp. Yeah, so we will do a lot more to this in digital. I can add a lot more details and a lot more shading to it when I'm in digital as well, because once the coloring pens are down, I don't really do much to it, because there isn't much I can do to it, because the coloring pens just don't like to work together. They tend to bleed into each other, and I know you meant a bit different hues, but that's why I put a lot of shading and kept that shading there. So hopefully you are enjoying it, guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you are, and we'll carry on.
Jubilee.
Right, sit back in your chair. The pencil that I want to use. See what it looks like.
Welcome to the Complete Story Series, brought to you by Comic Story. Here we take your
Not too
favorite
bad.
comic books that have come out in the Western world, and we break them down into digestible bites that will allow you to recap and catch up on everything that's happened. Along the way, we added funny voices, epic music, and dramatically read it back to you. All alterations to the panel section images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now, in our last video, Logan, aka Old Man Logan, had traveled to Japan in search of finding Deathstrike. Logan did manage to find her, but in doing so, he walked right into a trap set by the Silent Order. After convincing the young boy leader to give up the order and just be a normal boy, Logan returned back to X-Haven for some much-needed R&R. With everything that Logan has recently been through, he figured now would be the best time to sit back and finally enjoy a drink in peace. Except as he takes a sip from his drink, Cerebra shows up telling him that he has come to inform him that a notable mutant has gone missing. At first, Logan tells him that he can go get one of the others to find this mutant. He's currently on duty. But Cerebra tells him that the mutant who's missing is Jubilee, and his eyes widen. He starts by heading over to Jubilee's home in Brooklyn. But rather than finding any clues on her disappearance, Logan finds Jubilee's son, Shogo, playing all alone. Logan takes Shogo to Cerebra and tells him that he's going to have to watch the baby while he goes out to find Jubilee. Cerebra tells him that he's not really programmed to monitor and watch over an infant, and Logan says that he's got to improvise this time. Logan then asks where was Jubilee's last known location, because that's where he's going to be sending him. Cerebra says the last known location was Romania, but maybe they should drop the infant off with the other X-Men before they can go. Logan tells him no, he's going solo in this, and if he's ready, go ahead and teleport him to Romania before he melts him down into a new motorcycle. Just as the pink light begins to shine, Cerebra tells him that there is no need for such threats. In a flash, Logan is teleported into the woods of Romania to begin his search, but not long after walking a few feet, Logan can begin to feel that there's something wrong with this place, and that's when he finds blood on the ground. He checks it and he can see that it's not Jubilee's blood, nor is it even human. But then he begins to hear a twig snap, and a giant hand reaches out, grabbing him by the face. Man-Thing slams Logan to the ground, and he picks him back up and sets him on fire. Logan claws his way free, and that's when he hears a scream as a monkey jumps on his back. Logan grabs the monkey and throws him off, and then a wolfman runs in, slashing at Logan's back. He turns back to attack the wolfman, and the wolfman tells him, whoa, 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 time out. He then calls out for the Howling Commandos to hold. This man is that old Wolverine guy. Logan tells them that the only reason they're not dismembered yet is because they're wearing SHIELD uniforms, so they better start talking and keep that damn monkey away from him while they're at it. The Wolfman says that his name is Warwolf, and they're the Howling Commandos, an elite paranormal division called Stake. Logan stares at him and says, you've got to be effing kidding me. And Amphibian asks which part. Warwolf explains that his group is looking for their teammate, Vampire by Night. They just happen to assume that he was one of the hostiles, so sorry about that. Currently, they're at war with Dracula and its vampires. He goes on to state that he's been doing some recon, and as of late, all sorts of vampires...
Well, that worked out quite well, so I'll leave that there.
Asks why he's here, and Logan tells them because his friend is a vampire, and her name is Jubilee. She must be under Dracula's control right now. Logan then begins to walk off, telling them that this is enough chit-chat. It's time for them to get their friends back. Moments later, the Howling Commandos begin their assault in front of the castle, while Logan makes his way through the sewers. And as he gets out, he sees Jubilee, and she shouts that he's got to save her. Logan tells her that it's going to be okay. He'll get her out of there. But then when he goes to check on her, Jubilee says, he's here to save her. Just as you said, Master. A voice then asks Logan if you really thought to surprise him. Before Logan has a chance to react, Dracula grabs him and bites down on his neck. After letting go, Logan turns around and tries slashing at Dracula, but he slams him into the wall, asking how long will that healing factor go? As Logan's body falls to the ground, he looks at Jubilee and tells her that this isn't her. He knows that she can hear him. Think of her son, Shogo. Jubilee punches him, telling him to shut up, and Dracula laughs as he goes back up beating up Logan. After slamming him around a little bit more, he then picks up Logan's body and tells him that he's going to try and fight off the infection, but it's taking everything that he has, isn't it? A short while later, Vampire by Night leads the other Howling Commandos, and Jubilee says that the rest of their intruders have been captured. Dracula tells them that this is most excellent. They all deserve a reward. So bring them all to the throne room so that they may feast. But not long after that, Logan has to wake up chained to a wall with the other Howling.
Bluey black is
while Dracula taunts them, Jubilee tries to fight back against Dracula's control.
It's black in the films, you are right.
She
but
doesn't belong here. Think of Shogo. She walks over to Logan, but Vampire by Night kicks her, telling her that is enough. Logan then
always
calls back
been
out to her,
like a
that
dark
she can
blue.
do it, and then there's a loud thumping sound that's getting louder and louder.
Because I don't like
Vampire
using
by
black
Night asks
too much.
if there are any more mutants, and
Exactly.
Werewolf tells her nah. He may have called a little backup though. Except he's not really little. Dracula shouts who dares, and Olgar rips the roof off and tells him that he dares. It looks like the commandos have gotten themselves into a fine mess yet again. Man-Thing jumps in and begins freeing everyone from their chains, but as he does, Dracula grabs a hold of Jubilee. He tells Logan that if he can't hurt him, he's gonna have to kill the girl. Jubilee smiles and throws Dracula off of her, shouting for Logan to catch. As he gets closer, Logan pops his claws, tearing into Dracula's stomach, telling Jubilee, "That's my girl." Dracula swings back, telling Logan that he has all the time in the world. He will rise again. And Orgo tells him it's time for him to help. And he grabs Dracula and holds him into the sunlight as Dracula weakens. Logan tells him that he's had this coming for a long time, and he cuts off Dracula's head. Vampire by night then runs over telling Warwolf that she didn't know what had come over her. She's so sorry. Logan looks back at Jubilee and says that it's been one hell of a day. They should probably go home. She grabs Dracula's head and tells him, yeah, they should. But what should they do with this? Logan laughs. I got a few ideas. And he calls Cerebra. Seconds later, Cerebra teleports to the sun and releases Dracula's head there to fall in. A short while later, as Logan and Jubilee sit in her apartment, Cerebro tells Logan that it is done. And Logan tells him that he knew that he would make a fine garbage disposal. And Jubilee tells him.
I just told you it wasn't.
Logan says that he can't. He's got a reputation to uphold. And Jubilee goes off stating that it's too late. Shogo likes him. You can tell that he's just a big soft. Logan tells him not to believe it. He's tough as nails. Just ask Dracula. So Shogo flings his food at Logan, and he shouts, "Dracula!" Jubilee smiles, stating that she thinks someone's just happy to have their mama back. As Logan pulls the food off of his face, he says that he isn't the only one. There was a time when he thought that he would never see her again. Jubilee laughs, telling Shogo, "See, told you he's a big softie." The Old Man Logan story is apparently going into space next after this, but let's go ahead and answer one question. Is this in a different universe? Because I know a lot of you individuals probably have no idea what's been going on with Jubilee, but apparently sometime during the 2000s, she was made into a vampire. I don't even fully track what happened with that. Honestly, I don't really know. I just know that it happened when they were trying to make Jubilee cool again. Does that make Jubilee cool? Do you prefer her to be the old 90s version, or do you like Dracula vampire kind of like Jubilee? Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep up to date with your favorite comic books read dramatically back to you. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comic Story, where we can chat whenever you guys want. I'll see you next time right here.
This one magic.
Why?
This.
Why have you got 3 cards? No. No, sorry, can't do that. No, gotta do it. I'm gonna do a review on that. Yes, guys.
I wanted to watch it.
No, you can't watch. You can watch it. Just don't tell me. It's the new trailer, guys, for
Welcome to the complete story series. I take trade paperbacks into single issues and I break them down.
that was the trailer for the new Spider-Man film. I'll do a review on that one, guys. And first look, because I haven't watched it yet, and I don't plan on watching it until probably tomorrow in the daytime. I was planning on making one of those today, but I just didn't have time. So I didn't get round to doing that one. But yeah, what do you guys think of the new trailer? I haven't seen it yet, so let me know what you think of it. And when I watch it, I'll review your comments. I wasn't a great fan of the other film, to be honest with you guys. That'll probably make me lose a lot of followers, but I've watched it a couple of times now since then, and it's grown on me. So hopefully this new film, because it's far from home, so it interests me. But since the click of the fingers, it's put me off a little bit. I must say, it's annoying, but it put me off quite a bit because they killed him, and then he's not dead. It's like just have the films happen after what's going to happen with the other ones. I know it's going to be a good 15 years till they've completely finished it, but you know, can't kill someone off and then bring them straight back again. I know it's going to be a prequel as well, obviously. Maybe it's going to happen in those 8 years. You never know. I know he didn't get his suit, did he? Because he's got another suit as well. So I don't know if this is directly after thing, but I'm going to leave all of my comments to the end, or when I watch that trailer, because I'll do a review on that one from a perspective of somebody that is a big fan of Spider-Man. Wasn't a great fan of the first one, but that was because it's a new Spider-Man again. I wasn't a great fan of the Amazing, and then I got into it, and then all of a sudden they killed him off as well. So I tend to like take things on the wing and a prayer now when it comes down to like my favorite heroes, because they don't always stick around, which is annoying, as you can probably imagine. And I'm pretty much done here, guys. Just adding in a few more details. Last few little bits. Last few little details, and then we're going to finish. Still haven't done an X picket fence. So I'll do it in yellow, leave it white. I'll do them in yellow, do you know? Let's get that playlist going again.
None of the digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. That's what we do here at Comic Story, and we help you recap your favorite storylines by bringing you a sort of motion comic. All alterations to the panel text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now, this story takes place during the period in which the Guardians of the Galaxy have disbanded, basically. Star-Lord is stuck on Earth with no other real purpose and has no idea what he's doing. So let's go ahead and get to this storyline. It's been a long time since Star-Lord Peter Quill has been on Earth. Things are completely different from the last time that he remembered it. He lounges around his apartment in nothing but his sweatpants, and he tells Abigail Brand that he has plenty more beers that she'd like to join him. Abigail tells him that it's not even 11 in the morning, and he's already a complete mess. After kicking his feet off the table, Abigail throws him a shirt telling him to get dressed. The only reason that he is not in custody about the flight is because he saved the planet. She then hands him a cell phone telling him that she has pre-programmed all of his known Earth associates, so try going out for once. Peter looks at the phone and he sees that he only has 2 contacts, Howard the Duck and Kitty Pryde. After staring at Kitty's contact, Peter decides to call Howard. For those of you guys who don't know, Peter Quill and Kitty Pryde were intended to get married until the entire incident in which the Guardians disbanded happened. Kitty went off to go join up with the X-Men again, kind of just left Peter there. After a short conversation with Howard, Howard tells him, "Let me get this straight. You're depressed and you're lonely. How about you try being trapped on Earth as a duck? Boo-hoo, Peter Quill. Go to an art gallery or something. Maybe there's someone who will mistake you for a Greek sculpture, and then you can get all the attention that you so desperately need. Bye." And so Peter does just that. After listening to some old woman tell him about Van Gogh, Peter hears a familiar voice across the hall. When he looks over, he sees Kitty, a group of her students, and he asks her what she's doing here. One of the students says, "Ooh, it's the boyfriend." And Kitty snaps at him, telling him that Peter Quill is not her boyfriend. Now go look at some life-changing masterpieces while she talks to her friend. Peter nervously says, "Look, I know we broke up, but I'm stuck here for a while and thought maybe we could hang out. Nothing more." She tells him, yeah, about that. She's actually really busy with the X Mansion being an actual limbo. And is that your gun? How did you get it past the metal detectors? Kitty walks off saying, "You know what? Forget it. I have a lot to take care of with real children." Peter shouts, "Wait, I'm trying not to be creepy or anything." But a voice tells him, "You know, Bob, you kind of are." Peter looks over to see old man Logan and he says, "For the love of God, how did you get past the metal detectors?" Logan tells him, "Look, you're raising your voice in an art gallery in front of children carrying a gun. You best keep on walking." Peter leaves and he heads back to his apartment trying to call Howard again, but a beggar asks him for some change. He says, actually, he does got some, but before Peter can hand over the change, the beggar says, "Actually, I'm fine. Gotta go." Peter sighs, telling him, "God, everyone hates me." And then Logan's voice tells him, "Actually, it's because of me." Peter asks, "What is this, part 2 of Big Brother Logan? Are you here to fight or something?" Logan leans in, telling him, "I've got no desire to knock you out, but you going unconscious is not entirely off the table." A short while later, at a local bar, Peter sits with the beer, telling Logan that this isn't exactly what he thought it was.
I am done. I can't see anything else that I need to put there, other than maybe a bit of shading, but that shading is probably not going to appear. So, or show up, I should say. We are done, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this paper version. We will be back tomorrow for some more digitization. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button and tune in again tomorrow, guys. I will not be live tomorrow. I will upload the videos. Generally around about the same time they will be released as I go live. So don't forget to check them out, guys, and hit subscribe. My name has been Blut084, BLUT084, art and games here every single day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. There will be a full picture of this in a better format, as this camera is not great, as you all know. So you can see all of the details that are in here, but hopefully you can see enough. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time, next Monday and next Tuesday and Wednesday for some paperwork where I'll be live. Otherwise, I'll be live playing games. So don't forget to check me out. I will see you again, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye for now. Click the links that will appear or click the middle button to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.